does there get to be a point where you get sick of doing so much press and talking about the championship?
Yeah, I guess so. But I think it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Can you just talk about what this has been like since the win?
It's been a whirlwind these last 1.5 weeks. It's been pretty crazy. Traveling about, just enjoying it, getting many congratulations from different places. But it's been fantastic. I think the response ever since we've gotten back has been huge, and we didn't really know the magnitude of it until we came back to the U.S.
Can you talk about scoring a goal in the final and just kind of walk us through it and what it meant?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think it kind of just fell right for me in that way. I didn't have to do much, but just to score in a final was pretty special, and I think it kind of took all the wind out of the sails that Japan had, and I think it was just kind of like that solid, like we're going to win this game.
Did you guys even ever in your wildest dreams expect to jump out to that kind of lead in that way so emphatically?
It's funny because after the Germany game, I think that's when I was like, we're going to win this thing. And I think it's a feeling that we've had before, but I think that we realized that it's not going to be given to us, that we have to take it. And obviously Carly Lloyd was fantastic with those 3 goals. She basically won us the game in the first 15 minutes, and in that way it was kind of a bizarre game because I've never been a part of that, but we all kind of were looking around at each other saying just stay focused, this is a long game. And obviously it went in a spell, you know, because Japan came back and they scored 2 goals. So in that way I think not only was it kind of like destiny to win that game, I think we earned it.
I was going to ask you, youth or any time, have you ever been a part of a game like that you can remember?
No, I can't remember, especially that big of a game in that way. So in a way it was kind of a weird final, but it's a lot better than going into an overtime and being unsure of things.
How about you guys that were so experienced and so talented, but also really hungry? Do you think you'll ever be a part of a group that special?
I think that's a good way of putting it, that we were hungry. I think our desire to win was the greatest characteristic that we had. I don't think necessarily we ever were satisfied with our overall performance, but I think the desire to win was just so great that we were able to accomplish what we did.
It's going to be hard now to get back into the soccer mode of things after it takes some time to party and relax.
Yeah, I don't think it's really the soccer mode of things that's hard. I think it's when you come from caring about something so deeply to then having to kind of regroup and do the same exact thing again with another group. I think that's the hardest thing, because obviously I care tremendously about the group here and the team here and the success. So I'm gonna have to find a way to pull that out of me.
Was it great to see other teams doing well, as also just in terms of the women's game in general? I mean, Australia went deep. England surprised a lot of people by taking 3rd. Just what does that mean for the world's game?
It's fantastic. We're seeing this evolution of women's soccer that is progressing so quickly, and for the U.S. to be able to stay on the forefront of that is quite an achievement. And I think this tournament you showed there's not a huge discrepancy between, you know, the first place team and the last. So I think in that way women's soccer is at a really good point, and I'm really proud of my teammates here and for their success that they've had with their teams. I thought Australia was fantastic throughout the whole tournament. You kind of felt like they were playing so well that it almost had to come to an end when it did. Obviously Jodie Taylor getting the bronze medal was fantastic, and the way that she performed was awesome, especially coming off of the injury that she had. So in that way, yeah, Nadine, Sink, all those girls from Canada, I'm really proud of the Thorns and how they did, and the countries. It was really cool.
Christine said she couldn't even watch the final. The feelings were a bit raw. Is there going to be like an adjustment period with you guys all coming together, or do you jump right back in under the Thorns flag?
No, there's not really an adjustment period. I mean, we know each other really well, and we have a huge respect for each other in that way, and I think we all want what's best for this club and for this organization. So we need each other to be great, and we know that.
Is there an advantage going through what you just did, coming back here after being on the world stage like that to come play here in Portland?
I don't think there's an advantage. If anything, I think it's a little bit of a disadvantage just because of all the responsibilities that we've had following it, but also because it's a long tournament and we've had a heck of a travel schedule. I mean, going coast to coast in Canada, and it's long and it's tiresome. So if anything, I think with the length that we won in the tournament, it's probably a disadvantage. But the experience, obviously, you can always bring to the football field. So in that way, it's good.
So trying to manage your rest is going to be key in the coming weeks, it sounds like.
I guess we'll see what's ahead.
What's it like to win the biggest championship in the game and then come back and have to play for another team? And how do you stay just as motivated to win this one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to figure that out, and I think, like you said, it's something that you care about deeply. Like I feel like all my focus and my energy went into the team, the World Cup team, and now coming to Portland, I have to be able to bring that same thing, and just being able to find that within myself. And I know that my teammates will help me out. We're extremely deep, and we've got awesome players here. So in that way, I think I'm going to have to find that motivation and that energy from the people around me.
Are you expecting, now you come back in, you got Seattle, biggest rival for Portland on Wednesday. What are you expecting from that game, and what are you hoping to get from the fans here in terms of turnout and everything and support?
The fans never disappoint here. It's a very special place to play. We all know that. And that way I think we'll have a really awesome homecoming, and the fact that it's against Seattle, who are our biggest rivals and who are doing pretty well right now, I think will be great for us. Hopefully we can get some momentum going in this season and just get off to a good feeling. We have Seattle back-to-back, which is huge, and that's quite the test coming back, and I think we're up to it, and I think we're going to see the fans at a whole another level, which is crazy because, every time they bring it.
All right, perfect.
Great.
Thank you, Tobin.
Thanks, Tobin.
Congratulations.